welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel.
There was a car ramming and stabbing attack in London today in what's been officially designated as a terror attack, leaving one dead and at least 12 injured. The attack took place right outside the British Parliament building and on the nearby Westminster Bridge. According to eyewitness testimony, a policeman was stabbed outside Parliament and the vehicle ramming attack took place on the bridge. The witness said, quote, "We were just walking up to the station and there was a loud bang and a guy, someone, crashed a car and took some pedestrians out. They were just laying there and then the whole crowd just surged around the corner by the gates just opposite Big Ben. A guy came past my right shoulder with a big knife and just started plunging it into the policeman. I've never seen anything like that. I just can't believe what I just saw." End quote. The alleged attacker was shot by police. The MO of the attack is eerily similar to those characteristic of the so-called knife intifada, which refers to the surge of stabbing, car ramming, and other such attacks that have been taking place in Israel and the West Bank since October 2015. The motivations of this London attacker, however, remain at this time unclear and under close investigation. Today, IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Gadi Eisenkot told a parliamentary panel that Israel reacts disproportionately to Gaza rocket fire. Eisenkot told the State Control Committee that, quote, "The Israel Defense Force employs a policy of using aggressive and disproportionate force in order to prevent situations in which they fire rockets at us and we return shells," end quote. Eisenkot, the IDF Chief of Staff, had been summoned to appear before the State Control Committee earlier today, following the committee's report on the 2014 Gaza war, named Operation Protective Edge. Eisenkot also confirmed for the first time since the war that the IDF has been actively engaged against Hamas tunnels. During Operation Protective Edge, Hamas used an extensive network of over 30 tunnels to launch attacks within Israel, killing 13 IDF soldiers. Eisenkot went on to say that since the war, the IDF has allocated 1.2 billion shekels for dealing with tunnel warfare. North Korea's ongoing and growing nuclear weapons program poses a bigger threat to world peace than Iran, according to Israel's defense minister Avigdor Lieberman. Lieberman made the comments yesterday at a conference at the Netanya Academic College in memory of former Mossad chief Meir Dagan. The defense minister went on to list Iran, with its widespread support for terrorist organizations, as the second biggest threat to world peace. The statement comes only days after United States Secretary of State Rex Tillerson announced that all options are on the table, including military action in regard to the North Korean nuclear weapons program. The statement comes in response to the fact that Pyongyang tested a medium-range rocket that exploded prematurely shortly after it was launched. This is the second such launch this month. The first took place a few weeks ago and landed in the Sea of Japan. The supposed site of Jesus' tomb has just been reopened to the public after a months-long restoration effort by scientists and restorers. Most of the restorative focus over the past 9 months at the Church of the Holy Sepulcher was on the edicule, or the structure above the burial place. The reopening ceremony of the church was celebrated by Greek Orthodox, Armenian, and Roman Catholic denomination representatives. The three groups share custody over the Church of the Holy Sepulcher, which in part is why the restoration process took so long, and by so long, we mean over 200 years. The interdenominational spat was overruled last year when the Israeli authorities deemed the church unsafe and said it had to be renovated. The work, costing roughly $3.3 million, included reinforcement and conservation work, as well as work on the drainage, rainwater, and sewage networks. The German cabinet is set to approve a bill exonerating over 50,000 men convicted of homosexuality during World War II. The move is a victory for activists who lobbied the German government for years to overturn Article 175, which has criminalized homosexuality since 1871. It's estimated that close to 5,000 of those still convicted of homosexuality during the Nazi era are still alive today. In related news, in October, Britain approved the Turning Law, pardoning thousands of men charged with homosexuality, which had been criminalized in England up until 1967. The law was named for mathematical genius and World War II codebreaker Alan Turing, who committed suicide 2 years after being prosecuted and castrated for homosexual behavior by the British government.
That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you next time with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.